Under the harsh sun, Africa is a place where life must fight to survive. Every step, every decision can be the line between life and death. This is a world of instinct, strength, and uncompromising survival. Endless wars of Africa. Amid the vast sea of sand, a pair of ostriches is leading their young forward. Ostriches are the largest birds in the world, unable to fly, but their long, powerful legs allow them to cross the desert at astonishing speed. The chicks, their downy feathers still soft and fluffy, struggle to keep up behind their parents, lowering their heads to peck at every dry blade of grass, every small insect left on the scorching ground. The dry season has lasted far too long. Water has become the most precious resource of all. Guided by instinct, the ostrich group moves toward the horizon, where a faint green streak appears amid heat-borne mirages. It is a rare remaining waterhole in the Kalahari, but where there is water, there is not only life. Around the pool, antelopes stand alert. Zebras gather in groups. And somewhere in the low bushes, predators silently track every movement. Not far from that water source, among scattered acacia trees on the savannah, giraffes appear like living towers rising against the sky. With the longest necks of any land animal, they reach the highest leaves that no other grazer can access. Their long, dark, flexible tongues allow them to skillfully curl around leaves, avoiding sharp thorns, an adaptation perfectly suited to life in this harsh land. But that peace does not last. In the windless savannah, two massive figures separate from the herd. No roars, no claws, yet this is not calm. The mating season has begun. two male giraffes move toward each other. In a moment, their long necks, heavy weapons weighing hundreds of kilograms, swing, impact, then another impact. After many precise and powerful blows, the older, more experienced male gradually gains the advantage. The younger rival hesitates, then turns and retreats. In the vast savannah, the victor stands alone. The reward is not honor, but the right to pass on life. Beneath Africa's relentless sun, from the cautious steps of the ostrich herd to the silent confrontation of giraffes, every moment is a true slice of an endless struggle for survival. From above, the skies of East Africa suddenly come alive. A pale pink band appears on the horizon, spreading and thickening with every beat of countless wings. Tens of thousands of flamingos are migrating together, turning the sky into a living current. Flamingos are tireless travelers. Their long legs allow them to wade into deep water, and their uniquely curved beaks enable them to filter food with precision. The distinctive pink color of their feathers is not innate, but comes from a diet rich in algae and small crustaceans. The more they eat, the brighter the pink, a silent signal of health and reproductive potential. Their journey leads them to Lake Nakuru, a vast alkaline lake lying within the East African Rift Valley. When the first flamingos touch down, the once still surface of the water begins to stir. In just moments, the entire lake seems to be covered by a constantly moving pink carpet. Here, flamingos gather in enormous flocks, not only to feed, but also to protect one another. They walk in unison, gently stirring the muddy lake bed, then lower their heads to filter water through their beaks, extracting algae and microscopic organisms. Within this vast sea of birds, social rituals begin to unfold. Head swaying, wings spreading, synchronized steps in collective dance displays that help them find mates among thousands of nearly identical individuals. Calls echo across the lake, blending with the sound of beating wings and rippling water. Lake Nakuru is not merely a stopover. It is a place where life is renewed, where each flamingo finds its place within a massive community, fragile in the face of environmental change, yet resilient through the strength of numbers. As evening light descends, the pink lake glows like a shared heartbeat of African nature, silent, overwhelming, and in constant motion. Amid a sea of scorched, dry grass, a lone male zebra walks slowly, separated from the herd. The black and white stripes across his body ripple with each breath, not only a mark of identity, but also a form of camouflage that confuses predators' vision in the heat and dust. Zebras are herd animals, with a tightly maintained social order. Yet this individual is wandering alone. He has entered estrus, a period when reproductive instincts become stronger than ever. Scents carried on the wind, faint sounds from afar, all guide him in one direction. Ahead, a herd of female zebras comes into view, moving slowly across the savannah. For zebras, a female herd is not only a mating opportunity, but also the core of social structure. It is fiercely protected by dominant males, ever alert to any outsider that dares approach too closely. The lone male zebra stops and watches. He advances step by careful step. Signaling his intentions through cautious gestures, lowering his head, emitting short sounds, attempting to approach without provoking aggression. But in an instant, the herd's defending males react. Ears rise. Bodies position themselves in front of the females, ready to charge if necessary. For zebras, mating is not merely instinct. It is a test of strength, patience, and timing. A single mistake can result in serious injury or expulsion from the territory. Before the solitary male zebra, the females are still there, but separated by rivals far more powerful than he is. Under the relentless sun of the savannah, he stands still, waiting. Will he dare to challenge the herd's defenders, or continue wandering in search of another chance? In the world of zebras, the answer does not come immediately, and survival always walks hand in hand with the drive to carry on the species. On large rocks rising from the grasslands, a family of lions is resting. The glow of sunset washes over their golden coats, highlighting the majesty of the predators that sit at the top of Africa's food chain. The lionesses lie stretched out on the warm stone, their breathing slow after a long day. A few cubs cling close to their mothers, playing as they learn their first lessons of life, biting, pouncing, stalking, all preparation for a future of hunting. At the edge of the rock, the male lion lies in silence, his thick mane gently stirred by the wind, his eyes half closed, yet constantly watching the territory. Even at rest, vigilance never leaves them. But not far away, in a completely different world, life unfolds at an opposite rhythm. In the lowlands, a colony of meerkats is busy foraging. Small and fragile, yet they possess one of the most tightly organized social systems on the savannah. While some individuals dig for insects and roots, others stand upright on their hind legs, acting as sentinels. Their small eyes constantly scan the sky and the horizon, ready to sound the alarm if a predator appears. With just a short call, the entire group can vanish in an instant, disappearing into a complex network of underground burrows. For meerkats, survival does not come from strength, but from cooperation and absolute vigilance. On the same land, beneath the same sky, two parallel worlds coexist. On one side are the rulers resting at the peak of power. On the other are small, resilient creatures relying on one another to endure each day. And within this contrast, the complete picture of the African savannah slowly emerges, harsh, balanced, and endlessly in motion. As temperatures drop, the remaining water holes become centers of life. In the settling stillness, a herd of African elephants appears, the gentle giants of the dark continent. Elephants are the largest land animals on Earth. Led by a matriarch, the group moves into the waterhole. Long, flexible trunks draw in precious mouthfuls of water, then spray it over their backs to cool their bodies. Mud and water coat their thick skin, helping them withstand Africa's brutal heat. For a moment, the scene seems peaceful. But at the edge of the waterhole, the giants begin to separate. This is no longer a time for gentleness. The male elephants stand apart, bodies tense. Hormones surge, temporal glands ooze fluid, an unmistakable sign. The period of must has arrived, when reproductive instinct overwhelms all restraint. Two male elephants face each other. The air seems to freeze. Ears spread wide, tusks lowered. In an instant, they charge. In the end, one male elephant falters, turns, and retreats from the waterhole. The victor remains standing amid swirling dust and splashing water. Its reward is not territory, nor honor, but the right to access the females, and the chance to pass its bloodline on to the next generation. Afterward, the herd of elephants quietly moves on. On the African savannah, even the largest creatures are not exempt from nature's unchanging law. Life must always pay a price to continue. While daylight still filters through the dense layers of the Congo rainforest canopy, life here follows a completely different rhythm. The humid, dark, and thick environment, where light reaches the ground only in thin shafts, is the domain of chimpanzees. one of humanity's closest primate relatives. Chimpanzees live in complex social communities, with clear hierarchies and tightly bonded relationships. They communicate through sounds, gestures, facial expressions, and physical contact. Each individual remembers the locations of fruit trees, water sources, and territorial boundaries, an exceptional level of spatial awareness in the animal world. With flexible hands and opposable thumbs, chimpanzees can grasp, manipulate, and control objects with precision. Their diet is highly varied: fruit, young leaves, insects, and sometimes meat. But to access the most energy-rich food sources, chimpanzees need more than strength. They need intelligence. High on a tree branch, and first, it breaks off a stick, then gently inserts it into the hive. Just seconds later, the stick is withdrawn. Below, young chimpanzees watch silently. They imitate each movement. Learning, patience, and observation before they master this skill. Knowledge is not passed through instinct, but through learning and experience. Intelligence is nurtured little by little. Here, life is sustained not only by strength or speed, but by the ability to learn, an invisible legacy passed down through generations of chimpanzees. At the southern edge of the African continent, where the cold Atlantic meets the nutrient-rich Bengala Current, daylight still shines brightly upon a scene that seems ill-suited for penguins. On the barren, rocky shores of South Africa, African penguins appear, completely different from their relatives living in the icy southern regions. They are the only penguin species adapted to hot climates, where daytime temperatures can exceed 30 degrees Celsius. To cope, they possess bare patches of skin around their eyes and beaks that help dissipate excess heat, while their dense feathers continue to provide insulation when swimming in cold waters. African penguins live in large colonies, relying on the sea for food, but returning to land to breed. They dig burrows in the sand or use rocky crevices, creating shelter that protects eggs and chicks from intense heat. The breeding season begins when pairs, often monogamous, work together to prepare nests and take turns incubating their eggs. When the chicks hatch, both parents take part in their care. One stays behind to guard the young, while the other heads out to sea to hunt fish. But on land, danger is ever present. Gulls, jackals, and even seals all target the vulnerable penguin chicks. A single moment of inattention, and that small life can be taken away. Amid the harsh sun and wind of South Africa's coast, the penguin's distinctive calls ring out constantly, a way for parents and chicks to recognize one another among thousands of nearly identical individuals. Every chick that survives is the result of extraordinary perseverance, cooperation, and adaptation. Under the blazing sun, African penguins continue to stand firm, proof that even species born to swim in cold waters can survive and thrive in the hottest regions of Africa. From the heavy footsteps of elephants at shrinking waterholes, the fierce clashes of giraffes, to the quiet intelligence of chimpanzees in the Congo forest and the resilience of penguins along South Africa's coast, each species contributes a note to the grand symphony of nature. But this fragile ecosystem is under unprecedented pressure. Water sources are drying up faster. Forests are shrinking. Oceans are warming. And food is becoming increasingly scarce. With every small environmental change, the struggle for survival grows harsher. Migration routes lengthen, breeding seasons shorten, and chances of survival become ever more limited. Wild Africa is not merely a stage for confrontations or spectacular moments. It is a delicately balanced system, where the existence of every species, whether as large as an elephant or as small as a meerkat, is tightly bound to its surrounding environment. When one link disappears, the entire ecological machine begins to falter. Protecting nature is not only about protecting wildlife, but about safeguarding our own future. Preserving water sources, limiting deforestation, reducing plastic waste, and respecting natural habitats are small actions with profound meaning. For when nature is protected, life will continue to be written forward, generation after generation. beneath the same sun. And in Africa, where life has adapted for millions of years, that story is still unfolding. The remaining question is simply this: will we choose to stand aside and watch, or will we act together to protect this magnificent symphony before it slowly falls silent? On the African savannah, will the lion strike first, or will the warthog sense the danger in time? As the distance gradually closes, how will this encounter between predator and prey determine survival? The lion and the warthog, an encounter between predator and prey. Dawn rises over the African savannah. The early sunlight shines down on the cracked, dry ground, and heat begins to rise from the yellowed grass left after the dry season. From a low earthen burrow, a family of warthogs emerges. This burrow was not dug by them, but is a former shelter of a honey badger or an aardvark, evidence of the species' clever ability to make use of what is available. The mother warthog leads the way. Her sturdy body and dark gray, nearly hairless skin help her endure the harsh heat of the savannah. On her face are large, warty growths, biological features that serve not only for identification, but also as protection during collisions or fights. The young follow closely behind. They are small, energetic, and always keep their tails held upright as they move, a signal that helps the group stay together among the tall grass. The warthog family begins to forage. They kneel on their front legs, using their strong snouts and curved tusks to dig up roots, tubers, and young grass. Their plant-based diet makes them quiet, earth workers, contributing to the maintenance of life on the savannah. Around the warthogs, mongooses appear, agile and alert. They take advantage of the freshly turned soil to search for insects and small reptiles. The relationship between warthogs and mongooses requires no promises. The warthogs provide indirect access to food, while the mongooses act as early warning sentinels, with sharp alarm calls when predators draw near. although they may appear slow and clumsy, warthogs are very fast. When necessary, they precisely remember the locations of their burrows and are ready to flee at the first sign of danger. But on the vast savannah, safety is only temporary. Somewhere behind the tall grass, predators are silently watching. The warthog family continues to forage, completely unaware that this moment of calm is about to be shattered. Hidden beneath the yellow grass, a pride of lions is observing the warthog family. The lionesses lie flat against the ground, their flexible bodies nearly blending into the surrounding landscape. They wait patiently, because in the world of lions, success comes not from haste, but from a precisely calculated moment. During a brief lapse in the mother warthog's attention, the hunt begins. From multiple directions, the lionesses charge forward, forming a pincer movement. One individual falls behind. In that brief moment, a lioness leaps forward, using the full weight of her body to knock the prey to the ground. The struggle lasts only a few seconds before everything is over. The lions quickly gather around the carcass. In the distance, the scavengers of the savannah, hyenas and vultures, have already begun to take notice, waiting for what remains of the feast of survival. The death of a single warthog is not an end, but a link in the fragile chain of ecological balance. Through this hunt, the pride of lions continues to survive. And through predators, the savannah maintains its natural order. On the African savannah, every peaceful morning can end with a hunt. This is not a tragedy, but the unchanging nature of wildlife. At the edge of the savannah, where open grassland gradually gives way to dry, rocky slopes and scattered trees, a troop of baboons begins to appear. They move in large groups, noisy and constantly on high alert, as if they understand that this open ground is both a source of life and a place where danger lurks. Baboons are among the most adaptable primates in Africa. Their sturdy bodies, dog-like muzzles, and sharp canine teeth mean they rely not only on intelligence, but also on strength. Their well-developed brains allow them to remember terrain, food sources, and even the threats that have once claimed the lives of their kind. They live in a complex society with a clear hierarchy. Females hold a central role, while large males stand guard along the edges of the troop. Grooming gestures are not only for removing parasites, but also serve as bonds that help the group survive countless dangers. Baboons are omnivorous. They dig up roots, gather seeds, hunt insects, and even capture small animals. This flexibility allows them to survive harsh, dry seasons when food becomes scarce. But no matter how intelligent and united they are, baboons cannot escape their role as prey. Leopards, lions, and large eagles are always watching. And in another corner of the savannah, humans are also part of this chain of pursuit. For tens of thousands of years, the Hadza people, one of the oldest surviving hunter-gatherer communities, have lived alongside these baboon troops. They do not farm or raise livestock. Everything comes from nature. Their understanding of animal behavior is so deep that they can read even the faintest footprints on dry ground. When hunting baboons, the Hadza do not rush. They carry wooden bows and arrows coated with plant-based poison. A successful hit does not kill instantly. Instead, it gradually weakens the baboon, forcing it to flee the troop in panic. That final moment is always tragic. Not because of deliberate cruelty, but because it is a raw confrontation between two species struggling to survive. For the Hadza, it is not a victory, but a trade-off. They use the entire animal, wasting nothing, and always perform rituals that express respect for the life that has been lost. On the African savannah, tragedy does not lie in death itself, but in the fact that no creature can stand outside the law of survival. Baboons, the Hadza people, or any other species, all are fragile links in an ecosystem sustained by nature's harsh yet fair balance. Across the open savannah, where tall grass sways in the hot wind, a family of lions stands as the center of the ecosystem. They are not the same family that hunted the warthog. With muscular bodies, sharp jaws, and explosive power. Lions sit at the top of the food chain. But that position is not only about dominance, it is also the responsibility of feeding the entire pride, especially the cubs, not yet strong enough to survive on their own. Today, they set their sights on a herd of wildebeest, moving slowly through a low-lying area. With innate coordination, a group of lionesses circles behind, driving the prey toward a carefully calculated direction. When the distance is close enough, they accelerate simultaneously. The ground trembles beneath the thunder of panicked hooves, and within seconds, one wildebeest is separated from the herd. The chase ends quickly. Muscular strength and a precise pounce seal the prey's fate. There are no cheers, no signs of triumph. For lions, a successful hunt simply means one more day alive. In the distance, the lion cubs watch everything. They are still too small to take part, but every stalk, every burst of speed by the lionesses is a first lesson in survival. They play, wrestle, and imitate clumsy pounces, quiet preparation for the harsh future ahead. The lioness always keeps a vigilant gaze. During the breeding season, protecting the cubs is the highest priority. Daylight reduces danger to some extent, but threats from hyenas, rival lions, or hunger never truly disappear. The survival of the cubs depends on the experience, coordination, and strength of the entire family, the foundation that allows this predator to continue ruling the African savannah. Hidden among sparse bushes and dry leaves on the ground, the pangolin leaves almost no trace. No sound, no strong scent, no hurried movement. Its presence on the savannah and forest edges of Africa is so quiet that many predators pass by without ever noticing it. The pangolin is a remarkable mammal. Its body is covered with hard keratin scales, layered like armor. During the day, It hides deep in burrows. At night, it emerges to feed. Its eyesight is poor, but its sense of smell is extremely well developed, capable of detecting ant and termite nests buried deep underground. Without teeth, the pangolin uses an unusually long tongue, able to extend farther than the length of its head, to sweep up insects. Each night, an individual can consume tens of thousands of ants and termites, helping to control insect populations within the ecosystem. Its role is quiet, but essential, like a small cog that keeps the machinery of nature running smoothly. When facing danger, the pangolin does not run. Its only instinct is to curl into a tight ball, using its scales as a shield to protect its soft, vulnerable belly. This strategy is enough to deter young lions, leopards, or impatient hyenas. In the natural world, it is an effective defensive mechanism. But against humans, that defense becomes meaningless. The pangolin does not fight back, does not bite, does not flee. That very gentleness makes it a victim. Despite being protected by international conventions and laws in many countries, pangolins are still illegally hunted on an alarming scale. They are captured alive, killed for their scales and meat, serving demands driven not by survival, but by greed and misguided beliefs. Unlike the hunts of lions or the Hadza people, the slaughter of pangolins is not part of the natural balance. It does not sustain an ecosystem, nor does it support a community. It leaves only emptiness, where a species disappears in silence, without a chance to cry for help. Each pangolin killed is a piece of nature taken away. And unlike many other species, pangolins reproduce slowly, giving birth to only one offspring at a time, leaving them almost unable to recover from the current rate of hunting. Amid an Africa filled with roars, pounding hooves, and violent hunts, the pangolin exists as a bitter reminder. It is not the weakest species that is wiped out, but the one not protected in time. If pangolins disappear, it will not be the law of nature. It will be a clear mark of humanity's failure to coexist with the wild world. Not far from where the pangolin hides in silence, the honey badger appears in stark contrast. It does not hide, does not fear, and does not avoid anyone. On the African savannah, the honey badger's reputation comes not from its size, but from its almost limitless boldness. With a low, stocky body and thick, loose skin that allows it to twist, even when gripped by an enemy, the honey badger is built for survival. Powerful jaws and sharp claws enable it to dig into termite mounds, beehives, and the burrows of rodents. True to its name, honey is a favorite food. But the honey badger is, in fact, a fully omnivorous feeder. From insects and reptiles to bird chicks, and even carcasses left behind after hunts. Its reputation comes from its fearless nature. The honey badger is willing to confront venomous snakes, hyenas, and even lions when cornered. Not because it is stronger, but because it refuses to back down. That sheer tenacity causes many predators to keep their distance. The cost of bringing down a honey badger is often not worth it. The honey badger lives a solitary life. It does not rely on a group, nor does it need the protection of numbers. On the savannah, it represents a different form of survival, endurance through toughness and an extreme capacity to adapt. On the savannah, there are no villains. Every creature, from the quiet pangolin, the daring honey badger, to the misunderstood hyena, is a necessary component to keep this wild picture from collapsing. Under the vast sky of the African savannah, every story ultimately returns to one common point: balance. From the gentle warthog family, the inevitable hunts of lions, the intelligent yet fragile baboon troops, to the silent pangolin, the fearless honey badger, and the misunderstood hyena, all exist not by chance. Each species is a link, and the loss of a single link means the entire system trembles. Wild nature is harsh, but that harshness has order. Predators kill to live. Prey fall to sustain the cycle. Only when humans move beyond the needs of survival, turning hunting into exploitation, and nature into an endless resource, does that balance truly break. The story of the pangolin is the clearest warning. No roars, no chases, only a silent disappearance. When a species goes extinct, it is no longer just its own tragedy, but a sign that humanity has failed in its role as the guardian of Earth. Protecting the environment is not something distant or grand. It begins with respect for life, with understanding that humans do not stand above nature, but are only a very small part of it. preserving forests, protecting wildlife, saying no to illegal hunting and trafficking. These are the ways we keep the symphony of life from being cut short. Because if one day the savannah is left with only silence, that will not be humanity's victory, but the clearest proof of an irreversible loss for the entire planet.